In a town, there lived a couple named Rajesh and Surekha. One night, as they were about to go to bed after dinner, they heard someone banging on their door frantically. Rajesh fearfully opened the door. A woman rushed inside, introducing herself as Suvarna, pleading them to close the door quickly as she was in trouble. Before Rajesh could close the door, he noticed 3 people running past his house. When Rajesh inquired about the situation, Suvarna nervously explained that she was returning from a relative's wedding in a car when some thieves, including her driver, who turned out to be an accomplice, started chasing her for her jewelry. She managed to escape somehow. Due to heavy rain, Rajesh invited her to stay in their guest room, saying it wasn't safe to leave at that time. Surekha showed her hospitality and told her to sleep without fear, promising to safely drop her home in the morning. While Suvarna was sleeping, she suddenly woke up in the middle of the night. A small piece of paper flew in with the wind and landed on her bed. The letter was written by Surekha to her husband Rajesh. In it, she expressed her disappointment that even after 10 years of marriage, he couldn't fulfill his promise of giving her a Chandraharam that he promised during their early marriage days. He also couldn't give it to her during the recent festival as promised. The next morning, when Rajesh woke up, he found the main door and guest room door open. When he checked the guest room, Suvarna was gone, but there was an expensive Chandraharam worth lakhs on the table. Rajesh remembered how his wife repeatedly asked for such a necklace. Thinking that Suvarna must have forgotten it and would return for it later, he secretly hid the necklace in a full rice bag in the storeroom without telling his wife. That day, he left for a 10-day official trip to a distant place. The next day, while Surekha was cleaning and organizing things, the rice bag fell and she discovered the Chandraharam. She carefully packed it in a sweet box with some sweets and sent it to her mother through a neighborhood girl. She planned to get it back later. When the girl reached Surekha's mother's house, Surekha's brother Sekhar was there. The girl told him it was sent by Surekha and left the sweet box. Sekhar, who had recently had an argument with Surekha, disliked the gesture and threw the sweet box out of the window without telling anyone. The sweets fell on the road in the dirt, while the Chandraharam landed on a rose plant. Raghava, a religious man living opposite, found the necklace while plucking flowers for his prayer. He gave it to his wife Vaijayanti. Vaijayanti, upon seeing the necklace, told her husband that God must have blessed them with this necklace as a reward for his devotion. She suggested selling it at a jewelry shop to buy bangles and keep the remaining money for their expenses. When Raghava went to the jewelry shop and asked for gold bangles in exchange for the Chandraharam, the jeweler recognized it as a special piece and asked him to come later. Suspicious. The jeweler immediately filed a police complaint. The police reached Raghava's house for investigation and through various inquiries traced it back to Surekha sending it to her mother's house. When they questioned Surekha, she explained finding it in the rice bag. The police then investigated the rice merchant, making the situation more complicated. The rice merchant denied any knowledge. The police issued a notice asking Surekha to appear for questioning along with her husband. During this chaotic situation, Rajesh returned home from his trip. Upon checking the storeroom, he understood the situation. Surekha explained everything, including the police notice. That evening, they both went to the police station. The police sternly questioned them about how they got the Chandraharam. Surekha was about to cry. Just then, Suvarna arrived at the station in a car. She explained the entire situation to the police, identifying Rajesh and Surekha as the couple who helped her that night. Rajesh and Surekha were surprised to learn that Suvarna was a minister's daughter. Suvarna offered the Chandraharam to Surekha as a gift, but Surekha declined, saying, "My husband's love is the real wealth. I made a mistake by undervaluing our relationship for jewelry and asked for her husband's forgiveness."